This is Diane Wilhelm with the Mayflower Cruises and Tours. I'm excited to bring with you that is being offered the Rails and Sails of the Redwoods of Sierra Nevada. We're going out August 14th to the 22nd in 2027. This is in combination and offered through the Tri-County Active Adult Center. We're excited to share with you this amazing opportunity. But we at Mayflower have been around since the 70s. And we have all these different things that we put together to have you have an enriched experience. We want you to travel the world through deluxe transportation, top accommodations, your luggage handling on and off the coach, in and out of the hotels. Along with that, you have a professional Mayflower tour manager who is with you the entire time for any of the what ifs and to help coordinate all the many facets that you're going to find on this tour that is going to be just so rich in of experience and memories that you'll have. Along with that, we'll have the local step-on guides who will come in and the historians that will really bring this destination alive, not only from the dated history to the rich of today to the flavors of today, many different things that you're going to experience on this tour. You're going to have unique, as I said, dining experiences, some of the fun opportunities, starting off with our chance of being able to have the waterfront there in San Francisco, being next to, just a lot of seafood. And one thing we don't really mention is if you want to wander over to is also Ghirardelli chocolate. So having that flavor we love to have. Guaranteed Cheer Program. What is that? All right, if you can't find your traveling companion to go with you, no worries. We will try to find a traveling companion for you, of course, of the same gender, which means you only have to pay the twin rate, twin or double, however you want to look at it. But this will give you the opportunity. If we do not find that traveling companion for you, don't have to worry about the single supplement. This will give you that opportunity to really share and enjoy the many different things. There are a couple stipulations that are part of the Guarantee Share program, which means no CPAPs and no smoking for those individuals. And we will have a local pickup and return with 10 or more travelers. So, thank you. Tri-County Active Adult Centers, thank you for the interest and with us with Mayflower hosting this tour for you. So we want you to have an amazing experience through the Sierra Nevada area and having 9 days with 13 meals. As you can see, we will start off flying on into San Francisco, making our different ways. The round circles are the areas where we're having overnight stays with 2 final nights that we will be in Reno before flying home. Lot to enjoy, lot to experience, not only from the historical aspect, but absolutely beautiful views that we're going to have. So we're going to embark. Our first time is into San Francisco. The touring will take us throughout the tour of famous landmarks, unique areas, Union Square, Twin Peaks, the Golden Gate, Lombard Street, and all the different fascinating parts. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without the fact of taking a bay cruise. We want to do that bay cruise so we can see the fort, so we can see Alcatraz, and we can see the iconic bridge that we can explore. So we want to have that opportunity, and you're going to have that chance as we make our way. So this one will give us at our Twin Peaks being able to look out before we make our way and send our way down to the most crooked street, which of course is Lombard Street. So many opportunities and many different things that we will see, photo ops to memorable opportunities. These photos are wonderful, but it is nothing like being there. So as those of us who travel, we really love to enjoy. And of course, you have to do it by trolley. It is the only way to experience San Francisco because we all know about the San Francisco treat of the trolley. So we want to enjoy that and have that opportunity to go through all the places. So as you can see, Union Square, we'll learn about that and the history of Union Square, here coming out to Twin Peaks. We'll have our times. It is not only on the things. We will have moments of stopping and being able to get out and walk. It will be at the different places, various of times in each area, that we'll be able to experience the destination. The Golden Gate Park, again, many other areas. Of course, Chinatown, I always found fascinating, to having the paper and lanterns in the lantern areas and just the charm and the aromas. It's pretty spectacular. So we're going to have a time, and of course, here is your Lombard Street, the most crookedest street in the U.S. Being able to have that, of course, the motor coaches cannot go down it, so that's why we are doing everything by trolley, so we can experience that zig and that crooked, lovely, very elegantly done as far as its, what do I want to say? Just the landscaping is pretty spectacular. So we will then in the afternoon, we'll have the time and we'll set sail, of course, to San Francisco Bay. Being able to do this is a must. Having that opportunity, we will come in and see the Fort Mason and, of course, Alcatraz and the Golden Gate Bridge. These are iconic things when we think of San Francisco. So that being Fort Mason, it is a prominent historical site, famously known as a formal military post along the northern waterfront, but it serves now as a part of the Golden Gate National Park. So we have the combination of everything that will be and coming full circle. And as we continue to cruise, as you can see in the backdrop there, is good old Alcatraz, and all this history to the things that they talk about the past, to the present, and to the movies that were there. So have the memories, have the opportunity, and being up close to it is just one of a kind. And of course, being that of the Golden Gate Bridge, again, another historical piece that will really gives us the presentation that so rightfully deserves. But as I was saying, we're going to have dinner here at the Fisherman's Wharf. Our hotel is not far from it, but we're going to be able to enjoy a wonderful eatery there. Like I said, Ghirardelli's there, many other shops, many different things that are in this part. But we're going to start off with a wonderful meal and being able to enjoy it with our fellow travelers. Then on day 3, we will head out to the Roaring Camp Forest train. We're going to go through the Henry Cowell Redwoods area. This will be able to do these magnificent redwoods. You're going to see from dates in history that are going to be absolutely breathtaking. These redwoods can be so massive, one of the largest, and being able to enjoy it. It'll definitely give you a bunch of nostalgic areas. It will also add in information that will be narrated, learning about it, and experiencing it up close and personal. You're going to be able to have plenty of photo opportunities. So you're going to have a chance to really experience it and enjoy. As you can see, it's an open air, so we're going to be able to really encompass and embrace the rugged cliffs, the scenic coves, all the many things that the train ride will take us through and not have to worry about walking through it. Nothing finer than being able to immerse yourself in amongst these magnificent beauties. So we'll have the time, and then we have on day 4 of the Yosemite Mountain Sugar Pine Railroad today. So this will take us through the San Quin. I always pronounce it incorrectly. My apologies. The valley going into, and ascends into the Sierra Nevadas mountains to where we have for our next destination. This will have an opportunity to really have Yosemite start to come alive. It is official logger steam train, all right, and it will be narrated through the stunning landscapes and everything that we have through the region, the mighty trees and the mighty backdrops. But there are some stunning areas that we have. Of course, we're going to come into the Mariposa Grove, and this will be additionally more giant sequoias. They have been there for over 3,000 years, they say. So learning about that history will be another piece that will be a part of our experience as we make our way through the beautiful groves. An amazing opportunity. So these amazing, as I say, sequoias are going to just really give its presentation. You're going to see a little difference in how this park will be a little bit different than our experience there. So we want you to have that chance. We come into the valley area of Yosemite, but Yosemite has so much to offer, from its spectacular views from the valley that will come up to the mountains, and of course its famed half dome, the El Capitan. So we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to have those famous iconic pictures that we can take. Ansel Adams obviously made it very famous for all of us to explore and experience and really put his heart and passion into it. This will give you that chance. Again, like I said earlier, it's nothing like being there. You're going to have that opportunity to really embrace yourself. But here you're going to experience one of the tallest waterfalls in the United States. Absolutely breathtaking for Yosemite Falls, having its, oh, if you're close enough, you have that mist coming. It's just a wonderful feeling, and just the dynamic. As you can see, even from this picture, the photo is just a fabulous opportunities, and just not only sitting there, closing your eyes and hearing it fall, it just adds another level of serenity that kind of falls into Yosemite. So on day 6, we will head on into Sacramento. We're going to have the touring and the opportunity of doing some wine tasting. The capital will be just a variety of things, from collections of statues and paintings and portraits and all the things that it has. We have a lot of historical landmarks, combination of variety of things that will offer out there in Sacramento. We also have, of course, the State Railroad Museum. Here we'll learn about the importance of what they call the Iron Horse, how it is connecting California with the rest of the world. Very important. And then we're going to go to a wonderful family winery and have the experience and taste, if you so wish. All right, being able to enjoy it. I laughed at the last winery I was at, the gentleman who was doing it. He would swish it in his mouth and then he'd spit it back out. He got the taste, but he didn't swallow it. So I guess if you're drinking multiple times throughout the day doing the tours, I guess that would be essential. Otherwise, he'd probably be slurring his words by the end of the day. But as you're going to see the depth of history, like in this picture, you've got age, you've got just a uniqueness about the areas in Sacramento. So you're going to have that, and you have your guide being able to tell us all about that. Being able to see old Sacramento, from the landmarks, and of course the many beauties that it still preserves. Of course, the Capitol building, as we were talking about, look at the interiors, just quite dynamic in its presentation, just really to give that beautiful feel and its strong presentation. But as I said, the State Railroad Museum, giving us good old Iron Horse, who connected us to California, is really an important piece, as it made it way through the mountains and through just all of the different roads and railroads that was designed back in the day. You will see the iconic, as you can see, cars that many people rode on in order to get through into the different areas. So it was very important and significant through the historical aspect of U.S. culture. So we're going to have that time. As I said, we're going to make our way over to the Grindstone Winery, a family-owned winery that really adds its elegance and its presentation and its passion for the wines. You're going to have uniqueness about the wines that will be there. They have just some wonderful flavors, and they'll explain why theirs are so different. But we're going to have that opportunity to enjoy the varieties, whether it's the whites, the reds, or the rosés. We'll learn about how they create those and why it is so important. And then, of course, yes, you can purchase some to bring home or to have shipped home. So we will then on day 7 make our way over to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe, of course, and the Nevada State Railroad Museum as we're saying and hearing, it is very significant for the flourish and the origination of the areas in transportation. But we get that opportunity to see Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe has magnificent mountains that will encompass the lake. We're going to have our chance to really enjoy that, and then we will experience those wonderful turquoise waters of Tahoe. So we're going to, as you can see, just a vast area, very dynamic in its presentation that will be there. It's interesting is it has a lot of historical and very, well, maybe even somewhat dangerous, but lush areas of the mountains there in Tahoe, of course, famed for its skiing over there. But not only that, we have the wonderful piece of the lake that we're going to enjoy in the Mystic Sea. But we, of course, need to complete that and do the state railroad for Nevada. Nevada has a little bit of a different flavor, but it still has its significance. And the big thing about this is the area that was renowned for the region, of course, of mining the silver. So we want to have many different things in how the development of this created the American West that we know today. So we're having our chance. We continue. And like I say, many layers and many different things. Then on day 8, we go over to Virginia City. Virginia City is just a quaint western town that we're going to experience. And that's Reno. Beginning the day, we'll just have a vibrant metropolis. There's only 25,000 residents. In 1859, it was rich here again with the silver. And so this will evolve the whole region on into Reno and into Nevada. But we'll have the trolley tour, of course. This is definitely the Way It Was museum that we'll experience. We'll have that time to enjoy. We'll have that time to explore the city and have it fully narrated so you really have the area come alive. The beauty about our tours and the things that I love about everyone that I've gone on is our guides and the local guides really give you just a rich depth of the destination. Not only just a quick little visit or an overview. For those who want it, great. You just have to listen part-time. But most of us, we walk away thinking, oh my God, had no idea. So that is what we want you to enjoy and to experience in all the different places that you go. The Way It Was Museum, of course, taking us back to the old Western days, all right? The horse and buggies, how to go through the West, how to go through the Western region, and how that had come alive and really made the life a part of it. You're going to go into it to see why and how of the different elements to survive, but not only that, the things they found and experienced. So it's a very unique, but an opportunity that is unlike others that you would see. Of course, we need to hear about the automotive museum that is in the region. So it is very spectacular in its own way, has some very classics, classics beyond classics. Some of you may be looking, rumple seat. Do we remember when? No, I'm just teasing. But William Harrah opened up the museum back in 1989 and gives us the beauty of his collection and being able to see all the variety of cars that took us through the generations and bringing us to what we have today, and even may see those self-driving cars that we have today. But the beauty is we're going to end our tour at the Louis Basque Corner, which is a highly celebrated restaurant located in Reno. It is known for its authentic family style Basque cuisine. So you're going to have a combination. You want that tradition. We want to add with it flavors of the local flair. So combination of all those different foods and sights and history and beauty and the sights is going to be one that you will have for many memories. August 14th to the 22nd is an ideal time to really travel out to the area. Usually the weather is quite lovely. People think, oh, sometimes it can be even cool. But we have our rates with including our air, our touring, and the opportunity of the transportation. that goes to and from. I think I have a little bit of a typo on that slide. My apologies there, but gives you that opportunity with 10 or more with our transportation to and from the airport, but you have your air, your tour, and the meals and everything as noted will be included. But the beauty about it is with Tri-County, you get an early booking group savings, which will be $100 per person or $200 per couple. We want you to have that extra savings. Tri-County does all those things to add those extra specialties for you, and they are extending that out for you for anyone that does sign up. We always say the only thing is the trips do sell out, so do not wait too long to make your deposit. Deposit of $200, all right, will be important to secure your reservation with the reservation form. Final payment is due around that May 14th. So we can put that date if you want to make payments. No worries, you can do that. And then for our travel protection, which allows you, no worries, all right? It gives you that security of what ifs. Traveling, any of the protection while you're traveling, before going, and any kind of medical or dental that your insurance may not cover while you're traveling. So it gives us that opportunity. And not only that, it gives you the security of cancellation for any reason. So you would be able to make it, not worry about it, but something happens, let's say a week before you're going, no worries. You would get everything back less the cost of the insurance for any reason. All you have to do is let us know. So you have that security on being able to do that. You would have everything back less that cost of $399. Fill out your reservation form, send it on into Polly, or give it an opportunity over at the center, and ensure your time to be able to go and experience all the magnificent parts of the Sierra Nevadas opportunity. Then at around 2 weeks prior to going, we will let you know, and then we'll get together and have all our documents, the final itineraries, the final information, flights, etc., and times, and all of that will be communicated, and then we'll be able to have that enjoyment. So we want to make sure you feel well prepared. Want to thank you for joining us and looking at the opportunity for your tour. Please share with others and have that chance for you to experience and explore that we want on the wonderful tour that we have going out to the Sierra Nevada. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you. Bye.